Well, I think I am live. I hope I am. Hello, hello. Welcome to Look Who's Cruising Now. I have my guest for the day waiting backstage, as they say, and so I will bring her up in just a minute. But I wanted to see if we have anybody in the chat just yet. Oh, wait. Actually, while I'm waiting to see if anybody has joined us yet, let me go ahead and make sure I have her channel link in the chat. Hopefully, that will. I don't know if I can post or if I can pin it from here, but I can definitely post it. If you all are not connected already, you will certainly want to go over and check out her channel as well. So, let me go ahead and get started because I'm super excited. And I will say, hold on, I have my little, there we go. Just hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hoping you're having a great weekend. Thanks so much for joining us today for another Look Who's Cruising Now. I'm always super excited to talk to another cruise friend. And so far, you guys have all been great about saying, yes, you wanted to do this, but it's been people that I know or that I've met on the Meet and I group cruise. And so it's not like a cold call when I reach out. This person I have been watching for a while now, and she always seems so warm and friendly and just like she's having the best time ever that I just thought I would take a chance and reach out and see if she would come and join the fun. And she happily said yes. So, without further ado, please help me welcome my guest today. You guys probably already recognize her, but here she is. It's Yadi.
I am
Hey,
so happy to
Yadi.
be here. I'm so happy you reached out to me. I love getting to know people, especially like minded, that we love cruising and everything. So thank you for the introduction. I loved it. And I'm just so happy send me a message. I'm horrible with message, as you know.
Well, it's so funny because yeah, you definitely have to get used to checking all the things now, right? Like,
Like I am so bad at that. I know that being on social media and trying to grow and meet friends, you should be doing this, but your girl is awful.
we are learning this all together. Let me see if I can pin your. I don't know if I'm not good at that. But I wanted to pin your link, but I definitely have it in the chat. If one of you all who is super handy knows how to pin the chat, I would have pin the message. I think I just did. All right. Yes. There we go. But yeah, it's so much to keep track of and learn. And I mean, I'm been doing this for, I guess it's a year now. I don't know how long you've been on YouTube, but it's a
Two
lot.
years now. 2
2
years.
years now. Time flies.
Does. It does. And I have met so many amazing friends on YouTube. Like, it's so funny how, we always tell our kids, don't talk to strangers and don't go meet up with strangers. Girl, we're doing the opposite. We're meeting up at here and there, and come on, let's go. And it's so fun.
That is the truth. I mean, when I started my channel, I mean, I didn't even I have a daughter who's 23, and she had no interest in what
Yeah.
I was doing. And she was off doing her thing with her friends. She's like, "You're doing what? You're meeting who?"
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. It's so funny.
so yeah,
But
it
you get to see them and how their personalities are and their vlogs and stuff, and then you talk to them on different chats and different vlogs that are going on, or premieres. So it really feels like we've known each other for a while, and the more and more you
exactly.
go in, the more and more you get to really meet and get to know people. And our community is awesome. I mean, I'm
I
both
agree.
cruising and Disney, and I can tell you, I just love everybody I've met.
Well, I think we have a couple people in the chat now, so I just want to make sure I say hi to everybody as they're coming in. Hey, Killer Lady Hypoxia, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Hey, Joshua, how are you? Thanks for joining. Joshua saying hi to Yadi too. Thanks so
Hi.
much, guys. I appreciate it. So yeah, I was actually just going to start off by having you tell everybody about yourself and your channel. So go for it.
Yeah, well, I started the channel 2 years ago, right after the whole mission with COVID, and I was home and I was depressed, and all I did was shop and buy bags and this and that. So I started just to show off my collection, which this is not even part of my collection. I have like I'm sadly going to say it's almost 300 lounge fly bags, which is
Wow.
ridiculous. So luckily, luckily, since we're back to cruising and traveling, I'm not buying as many, but that filled in my void. And then I met so many great people, mostly on the Disney because there wasn't any cruising yet.
Yes.
And so I met a lot of great friends, met them at Disney, did my shopping community with some great friends, Danielle from Disney. Now it's called Disney's Bayou, but anyway, she was Mickey's Girls, and she has a huge community of Loungefly, and so I made some great friends during that, and it was
Yeah.
so amazing. And then finally cruising came back, and I was like, because cruising and Disney and cruising are my loves. I live here in South Florida. It takes me 3.5 hours to get to Disney, and I have two ports, Fort Lauderdale and Miami, just 15 minutes away from me.
Nice.
So that's all I do is cruise in Disney. So when Disney came,
Sounds like somebody else I know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So definitely when it came back, I was like, well, I got to show my other love. And I got to see, well, first, like a lot of people went because I was still iffy, but a lot of people started going and they started watching. Oh, wow, there's a cruising community. Yay.
Yeah, I had
And
no idea.
I had no idea either because, of course, we were shut down during this
Yeah.
time that I started YouTube. And I started seeing some great people doing vlogs and getting back to cruising. And then shortly I got back to cruising and haven't looked back, and made some great friends. It's been amazing.
Awesome. Well, I definitely was going to ask you about Disney and how you started your love of Disney, or is that like a lifelong thing? Have you always been a Disney girl?
I got married back in 1992. I've been
Uh-huh.
married now 31 years, and
Awesome. Congrats.
we have been Disney lovers since we started dating. I mean, we would like look at each other on a Friday night and be like, let's go. And those were the days where there wasn't like computers where you can, quickly go and rent something. We would literally just go over there,
Yeah.
search for a hotel. And of course, we didn't have kids back then, so we didn't care where we stayed. I mean, we stayed in some horrible places, horrible
We don't
places.
have anything like that in Orlando. I know what you're talking about.
Nothing like that. So when we got married, we actually honeymooned at Disney.
Oh,
It was
nice.
a week at the French Quarter, and we did everything Disney. Um, I should add that the next week was going to be on Miami Beach with at this beautiful hotel, which we
Uh-huh.
did get to go to, but half my family went with us because Hurricane Andrew hit.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody had electricity or whatever, so it was a whole whatever. It was an experience, but yeah.
That
So we've been lovers of Disney since little, and my kids are all huge Disney. We created monsters. They're huge to Disney and huge to cruising. That's all they do as well.
Oh my gosh, we have so much in common, Yadi.
I love that.
I kind of I grew up on Disney like everybody, probably in our age did, where we always watched it on TV, or we remember when we had to wait for the movies to be released from the vault. Remember that?
Mhm. I remember
that
that.
that whole thing. And then I actually did college program. So I came down. I used to live in Pennsylvania. I came down from Pennsylvania to do the college program, and it was probably right around that time when you and your husband were getting together that I was, really in the parks all the time because I worked there and I couldn't afford anything else. So that was definite
Mhm.
entertainment because we were allowed to get in
Into the parks.
to the parks for free. So I already loved Disney, but I continued loving Disney. But that was where we hung out, like you said. That was the thing to do, the place to go when you had some time to do it, and it was
Mhm.
much less or much more affordable
Oh yeah,
than
that
it
those
is.
are the facts.
Yeah, currently. So that is really funny. But that what really you just touched on Hurricane Andrew. I was actually out on a cruise ship. I it was actually, yep, I had it was my college graduation present, and my family was taking me on a cruise, and so we didn't know because of everything that was going on with the graduation. We left for Miami, went out on the ship, and of course it was rough seas. So it wasn't until we got back to Miami and we saw all the
Devastation.
devastation that it was like, OMG. And then of course we get home and all the we had not even voicemail, what we call it. We had answer machines then. And there was all the messages about how are you guys okay? I hope you're not going out on that cruise, we had no idea. So
That is incredible because that's exactly we're driving home that Sunday. I believe it was a Sunday. We're driving home and we're like, why does the sky look like that? We like have no idea. Like what's happening? We're a week at Disney before. We're on our honeymoon. We're doing our thing. We
right,
didn't call home not one time.
right.
And when I get home, I see all my house is boarded up. And I'm like,
Oh
they
no.
robbed us. The first thing I thought was they robbed us and they had to cover the things or whatever. Well, when I get in my house, so my whole family's there, they're like, there's a major hurricane. We've been trying to get a hold of you guys.
Oh
There's a major
no.
hurricane. And girl, I slept through the whole thing until they I was tired. It was our honeymoon. They woke me up like at, I don't know, it was like 3 in the morning, and they're like, come on, we gotta go to the bathroom. It's really bad or whatever. And that was scary.
Oh wow. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I know there were some terrible stories. I'm glad your house wasn't,
Yeah.
you weren't robbed.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was it was a time afterwards. Everybody trying to rebuild. Or now, were you
Mhm.
able to stay in the area, or did you have
Yeah,
to?
thank God. It got rough during the thing, but minor damage for us where we were at, and it's like this Coral Gables area. So it wasn't as bad as it was down south. I mean, we didn't have electricity for I don't know how long, or
Yeah.
those type of things, but thank God it was minor. The men worked on it really quick, and it was like nothing happened. So thank God for that.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Mhm.
So now, are you a Miami, or that you're native to that area? You've been always been that?
Yes, I've
Yes.
always been kind of a little further south. Right now I'm in between. I'm in Aventura, which is literally Broward is one exit away pretty much,
Okay.
or two exits away. So I'm at the end, or at pretty much, if you're going south up, I'm at the end
Uh-huh.
of where you would consider Miami.
Now, are you near a are you near a bright line stop? I'm
Oh
dying to
yeah,
try the bright line.
it's in the corner of my house practically. It's in Aventura. It's by our mall, which is 5 minutes away.
Cool. So have you guys done that, or are you gonna do that when you come
I'm
up? Or
gonna
is it?
do it to try it one time, but
Yeah.
honestly, it's too expensive for us to do
Okay.
when we can get a
Just hiring
car,
the
fill it
car.
up with
Yeah.
$40 instead of
Right.
paying $80 to $100 a person.
Exactly. Exactly.
So but I'll do it just for the experience one time.
It does seem like a cool thing to at
Hmm.
least try out. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
First thing I wanted to tell you is that I love your logo.
Ah, thank you so
I
much.
think it looks exactly like you.
Thank you.
You're all smiling. You got your ears on. You got your backpack on. Like, how did that come about? Are you guys artistic, or did you have that done?
Not artistic at all. In the beginning, as I mentioned, it was practically all only Disney. So I had my Disney stuff, and then when cruising opened, I had someone do me the person and the little backgrounds and stuff, and then I had him do it, cut it out in different ones so that if I wanted to add things, I can. So when cruising started, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep this because it's me. It's I love Disney, and then I'm gonna put
Yeah.
a beach background or a cruising background. So I do have one. I'm not sure. Let me see if because I think the one I sent might be a little different, but here is what I did with all the stuff
Uh-huh.
here that I put like I put a
Very
little ship
cute.
and the water.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's great.
it incorporates both.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I was actually watching, one of your videos. I think it was when you just went on the Wonder, right? And you were walking around the shops and you saw some backpacks and you're like,
I get so excited. I get so excited.
like they need to do this. Loungefly needs to do some for the ships too.
They really do. I mean, they have them for the Disney ships, but
Yeah,
if Royal Caribbean, I'm a big Royal Caribbean
yeah.
cruiser. If Royal Caribbean would do something with a Royal Caribbean on a backpack, oh my gosh, I think it would sell like crazy.
Probably right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of crossover.
Mhm.
People would go for that and just build their collection. Now, of course, like
Yes,
you already referenced your collection or part of your collection behind
it's
you. So,
ridiculous. No, that's not nothing. My room, my bedroom, all the walls are filled from top to bottom. Over here I have something like I'll show you now, but I went to the bridal shower, so I was ironing or earlier. This is my
uh-huh.
office. So but here I'll try to show you. Like I have this whole thing full from top let me set it
Wow.
from top all the way to the bottom with it's 10 bags in each row. And then I have like the collection that is, like holidays.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I just put out some of my Christmas ones, as you see back
Uh-huh.
there. But I have boxes full. So I have about 300 bags. And because the last time I stopped counting, it was like 260. And that's
Okay.
been a long time. So
Like it's been a long time since
since I counted back here, I have a ton too. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. So I
they
need to,
keep growing.
yeah, I need to just stop because there are way too many. I haven't worn. I like to wear my bags. So a
Yeah.
lot of people collect and just put them on the walls and stuff. And later, if I can turn this around, well, no, I can't show you the room. It's too messy. You know, when you're going to somewhere and you
Yeah.
don't know what you're gonna wear. On my bed, there's like, what am I gonna? They said to
No,
wear
this
like
isn't right. I hate this.
wear pastels and this and that. So I just was throwing things. So,
That's funny.
um, but the whole walls, like all four walls are filled from top to it's like a display. I
Yeah.
love them. I love seeing them. They make me happy, but I also like wearing them. So
Yes.
when you get to a point where you can't wear them all, it's time to stop buying them. So now I'm very, very, very picky.
Very.
um, and if it's something I just must have, then I'll get it. But it's not like before where it's like, that's so cute, I need it too. That's so cute, I need it. It was just like that
Well,
before.
it doesn't help that they're constantly coming out with new designs, even if it's the same characters. They rework it. They manage to rework them somehow, and you're like, I need it.
Today I wore this one. It's a Cinderella bag. It was one that I got um
Oh, I
a,
love
a,
Cinderella.
a while back, but I didn't notice. I have like 6 Cinderella bags, but this one kind of matched the dress because this is a dress from. You see, I have
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it has the little thing, and this has it here, and it's all so it matched the dress. So I was like, okay, perfect. But I had 6 options. I'm like, that's too much. Why do I have 6 Cinderella bags? That's when you know you have a problem.
That's funny. Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. So,
Yeah. Yep.
try to enjoy them as best you can. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned you were kind of getting out your Christmas ones. So do you have plans to come over or come up for Christmas
Yes,
time? You
for
got to see the
sure.
decorations are beautiful,
For
just
sure.
so
I
beautiful.
definitely I love going to Christmas. I go a lot to the almost every year, but I don't think I'm going this year to the very Merry Christmas party.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going this year because I have some friends coming up from all over YouTube
Uh-huh.
on one of the days, and then I have another function. So I'm like, okay, and I want to go cruising. So
Of
uh,
course you do. Of course you
so
want to go cruising.
exactly.
That's pretty funny. So, okay, well, I guess we can start talking about cruising then. So, how did you, or was that always a thing that you wanted to do or know about doing because you live in? No, how did you get started cruising?
Okay. And I'm gonna be honest, and I know a lot of people love Carnival, but my first cruise ever was Carnival Cruise Line
Yeah.
back in 1990, I think it was.
Uh huh.
I went on the cruise. I was super young, and I said I will never go cruising again. It was so horrible,
Oh
so
no.
horrible that I said, why do people go cruising? This was the most disgusting, horrible experience of my life. Girl, I kid you not. It was so bad. I am very sensitive to smells, and I'm very sensitive to
Oh.
certain things. So the ship smelled like, you know what?
Oh
Um,
no. I'm
the
afraid to
food
ask.
the food wasn't great. It was all okay. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I said, never again will I cruise in my
Oh,
life. And I didn't. I did Disney. I did a little bit of traveling, Mexico here, there, whatever. And then Disney Cruise Lines came up with a cruise ship.
uh-huh.
And my girls were very young. And I'm like, well, it's Disney. They can't. They're not going to do what Carnival does. Or,
Correct.
you know what? There's no way. And it was super expensive, all these things. And I'm like, I would see people coming back and, some reviews back then. I wasn't doing YouTube. I would
Right,
look
right,
at
right.
like reviews and stuff, and people were saying all these great things. And I'm like, let's try it. So I went on a Disney cruise and I was hooked. I
Yeah.
was hooked. It was amazing. And that was, I'm going to say that was in, the girls were little. So that was probably like 10 years later. I'm going to say, I wish I kept those keys because I have many cruising keys, which I'll show you
Do
here in
you?
a
That's
second.
cute.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say that was probably 1998. So
Okay.
it had been like
That seems
eight
right.
years. It was right when they just came out with the ships
Yep,
and
yep,
whatever.
yep.
And then so I did a couple of Disney cruises, and then my daughter, my oldest daughter, says Oasis of the Seas was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Mom, I'm Latin, so we do the quinces, the whole
Uh-huh.
big celebration.
For
But she
15,
was
right?
like, yeah, it's like a sweet 16, but it's the 15. So she was like, Mom, I really don't want the 15s. I really want to cruise. And I was
Okay.
like, oh my, and I want to go on this ship, the Oasis of the Seas, because of course now they're older. Now they're looking at internet and they're doing all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, because Disney was going to be it. Disney was going to be
That
it.
was the only way you were gonna go,
That
huh?
was the only way, because once you do me wrong, it's hard for me to keep going. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. That's understandable.
she really wanted that, and I'm like, oh well, you need to have your game. So she lucked out. So she got both. She got her party, and she
Lucky
got the
girl.
cruise on the Oasis of the Seas 10 years ago.
Wow.
Once I did the Oasis class, Royal like became a thing. It was only like a year old when we went,
Right.
and it was it was spectacular. And so ever since that, when I went on on that, the only other ones I've tried is in the Royal Caribbean line because I trust them, you know. So I've done Royal, I've done Celebrity Cruises, and I've done Silver Sea. And yeah, I wish I could go back because I know a lot of my friends love Carnival, and I've seen
Yeah.
the newer ships and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm so triggered by my experience.
Wow, you had a really bad time.
It was, listen, when
The
you're
ship.
young and
Yeah.
you really don't care about certain things when you're young. You just want to
Mhm.
party and whatever. But
Mhm.
I've never been that way. I want to do all that, but I also want, the best of everything. And it was the bad it was so bad. I was
Oh,
puking all the time. That's things that's never happened before.
yeah.
Again, after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how I became a lover of cruising. With those Disney cruises, and I just tell people all the time, I'm like, especially when you have small children, because I
Yeah.
had 3 kids. Um, our vacations were so amazing once they started going to the kids programs and
Yeah.
enjoyed that. I had time alone with my husband. I had time with the kids. Then they become
Right.
teenagers and you have to set rules. Okay, we're gonna have dinner, we're gonna see the show, and then you guys go do whatever you want. And things like that. And it just became a way of traveling that was always so enjoyable for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just like, yes, kind of same. Not my experience with Carnival, but my very first cruise wasn't so great because I get motion sick, so I was seasick most of the time. We did not go with a group. My parents did not take me with, we weren't with a group, but it just so happens that other people that I knew were on the same ship. It was the Big Red Boat, if you remember that.
I
And we
remember.
did, so we went on the Big Red Boat. I think I was 16, almost 17, and so I ended up knowing people or meeting up with a couple people that I knew from school and stuff. And but I was seasick, and they were like, "Let's go do this. Let's go do that." Now
Uh-huh.
the teen club is not what it is now on ships, but I wanted to go, and I tried to drag myself, and then I had to go back to the cabin because I was sick, so that was pretty miserable, and I couldn't understand why people were.
Yeah.
Other than when we saw Mickey on the ship and the midnight buffets, I was like, "What's so great about cruise ships?" Because I was so sick. But then when I came to work for Disney, uh, I think I went out a couple more times on the Big Red Boat. It was better. Or I learned how to take the Dramamine and be okay. And then when they started their own cruise line,
Mhm.
I was able to go because I had friends who were working for the cruise line then, and it was much more affordable
Yeah.
than it is now. So I love Disney, and I love the Disney ships. It's expensive, and I can see why families are like, "Oh, I don't know," but the service and the quality is really there. So if you're going to save up for a big trip and you really want to take your kids on a Disney cruise, I definitely think it's worth it. It might take you longer to do it, but they're great ships. They really are.
I so agree with you. I like to tell people because of course, we get our questions because we cruise a lot or whatever. And
Mhm.
anybody asks me when they have kids, I ask, how old are they? If their age is less than 10, I say you have to save up at least one time to
Yeah,
do the Disney cruise.
I
The
agree.
difference is the food is absolutely amazing. You don't have to go to no specialty restaurants or anything. Wherever you're at, the food is incredible. The
Yeah.
service is incredible. The rooms have the 2 bathrooms, which are incredible. Hi,
Hi,
babe.
Shantireman. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Who else is here? Hey, Sherry. How are you? Thanks for
Hi,
coming
friend.
in. Appreciate
So
it.
the shows are spectacular and the magic. No other cruise line can give you that magic that Disney does. So
Yeah.
yes, they do it at least one time. But after that, like when I said, I would have only stayed with Disney. Um,
Hmm.
on the Oasis class, my kids were older now. One's turning
Yeah.
15, 14. The other one was like 12, 11. Anyway, there's just so much for them to do, so
Yes.
much, and it's less money, and that's hard coming from a huge Disney fan. But
Yeah.
it's very expensive. We've been wanting to go back, but the way I've been cruising is not
Yes.
allowing me because I just pay for the icon.
Girl.
My bank account is still crying.
You see me?
It's like, are you gonna be buying some ramen? Because I don't know how you're gonna eat.
That's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. Actually, that I had that question for you later on, but I'll ask you now. So like what are you most excited about as far as going on the icon? What do you think it's going to be or are you looking forward to?
Honestly, I'm excited to meet everyone. There's so many vloggers
Oh,
going
are you
on.
going on an inaugural?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to meet everyone. The ship itself, I'm excited about it, but I think when you cruise so much, it's just it's cooler new places to go on. Like let's say the Wonder. I was on the Wonder, the pre-inaugural. It
Mhm.
was cool, but it
Mhm.
was the same class. I'm excited that they're doing another class because I'm almost through. Yeah, I've been on all the
Well, you've
Oasis
been on all of
class,
them, yeah.
so I'm excited for the new class. But the ship itself and the things to do on board, I can't tell you. That's a biggie for me because I've become a
You
creature of
trust it, you know
habit,
what yeah.
on these cruises. So my real excitement, if it wasn't because there's so many cool people going on the inaugural, I honestly, because of the price, think I would have backed out.
Got it. I'm shocked by some of the numbers that
Mhm.
people are saying now trying to get it. I'm sure it was expensive when you first booked too, but I guess even if there was room at the last minute, outrageously priced. So
Yeah, and when I booked, there wasn't any more. There wasn't any ocean balcony, so I got a surf side, which
mhm.
would have been the boardwalk on the Wonder
Yeah,
class. It's the surf
right.
side now, and so that's not too exciting. But there wasn't any more anything. There wasn't inside ocean
Wow.
views balconies. That was literally the last set of rooms, and I booked on the same day it was released. After that, I
Wow.
heard things, and after that, like things became available, but yeah, they were way too expensive. I'm like, nope, we're staying in Surfside.
You're like, nope, Surfside for me. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna pay more like to see friends and to meet people.
Wow.
You know.
That's yeah.
I'm
I don't
excited
blame you
about
for
the
there.
shows because I love shows. I really I love shows, so I'm excited about the Wizard of Oz and the new ice skating show and the new. So I hope everything is ready for this cruise for the inaugural
Yes,
because
that would be very disappointing if it's
yeah,
not good to go.
yeah,
I mean, we're trusting that it's gonna be good.
exactly.
It's gonna be good. I'm sure you'll have a good time. It does look like there's gonna be a ton of people. Now, did you do the vloggers extravaganza this year in January? No, that was on Norwegian.
Yeah.
So you weren't a part of that. So, but that looked like there were, I mean, it was just vloggers everywhere. And I think they all had a really good time, but that ship was hopping.
Yeah, that's why I've seen a few where a lot of people have gone and it looks like so much fun and I'm like, I just got to do that. I got to do that at least one time. I know there's a lot of different group cruises and stuff, but it's always like I have the worst luck. It's always on times where I really can't get away. Um
Uh-huh.
so hopefully one day I'll do my own so everybody can come with me.
Are you planning to do your own?
No,
Oh,
it's not in the plans. I'm just saying every time they pick the dates, I'm like, dang, I can't go during that time.
yeah, that's funny. Now,
Excuse me.
usually, now I know you cruise primarily royal, or like you said, you've done celebrity and even silver seas. With that's very impressive, ma'am. So, how do you? Because I feel like I'm always saying to you, "Where are you at, Yadi? Are you on a ship?" So, do you have a strategy? How are you? How do you do all these ships?
So I always look for the best pricing. I get offers. I get, that I always go when I think it's going to be like, not season,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. I don't like the summer months because
Hmm.
it's too hot. It's too crowded. Even though, all these ships are sell out to the capacity. Most
Yeah,
of the cruises I've ever been on, even off season,
right.
it makes a difference going in October, early November, early December, late around late February, early May. Those are times where you can get some really great deals. Constantly
Hmm.
looking at your um, cruises and
Yeah,
seeing if prices have gone down.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
all those things. Mhm.
yeah, no, that's obviously that's important. You gotta check the best price, and it definitely is better if you go off season, or not peak season, I guess I should say, so that you can take advantage of those rates. I actually was meaning more of like, how are you planning them all?
Oh,
Money. Let's pretend money is no object.
I know,
How
I
are you?
know.
How are you? How are you?
I literally look. I get a lot of vacation because I've been with my company for a long time, so I'll look and see when. I also coincide that with my company, when are the
Slow
times, and
times.
I literally, like, right now I have that these January. I'm going to talk about next year. January, the Icon, and then the next cruise I have booked after that is the Utopia for my birthday in October. I don't have
Oh,
anything booked.
wow.
Yeah. Besides that, I right now I don't have anything. I've been
Right
looking at
now.
the Odyssey for April 13th,
Okay.
but I usually go in May, so I'm not sure about April. But I
Mhm.
do look. I try to plan as much. Like, next year, what do I want to do for my birthday? Or next year, should we go cruising for my son's birthday? Or next, I look at everybody's
Yeah.
itinerary or time. What do you guys want to do for your birthdays? My three kids, two are live outside of the home, but they live really close. They just dropped me off, and then
Okay.
my son's here, so I'll think about what are we doing next year, and then I start planning and I
Just
book it.
go. Just get that calendar out and
Mhm.
start planning. No, I think that's awesome. So do you do a lot of or have you been doing a lot of the weekend kind of, long
See, the
weekend trips?
weekend
Or
ones I don't plan way in
you don't
advance.
do it? Okay.
That's how I get the weekend ones. Like, I went on a weekend one. I was on a 7 night in August, and then I came home, and I was like, I didn't do that with my family, so I'm like, oh no, we gotta get on a short cruise. So right when I got back, I did a next cruise on board. I said, let's book a September weekend cruise. Because that's easier to plan shorter in.
Hey Marjorie, thanks for coming in. How are you?
Hello. So those are easier to plan shorter in, and I simply just look and see which one is the least expensive.
Yeah.
I'll look and see if I have any offers, which unfortunately there hasn't been a lot lately. But that's the first thing I do because we love playing in the casino.
That's what I was
And
just gonna say. Are they
yeah,
casino
yeah,
offers?
we love playing in the casino. So a lot of times we get some really good offers. There, there's times that we play a lot in the casino on a cruise, and then there's times that we don't. So the
Yeah.
times that we play a lot, that's when we go to the casino host and say, okay, we played this much, etc., etc. What can I do? I book a next cruise, because usually if you book a next cruise on board,
Mhm.
you're gonna get the best offer with,
Right.
on board, whatever. So That's how I plan those. But I can't play that much all the time. Because I wish I had that kind of money, but I don't. So
Come on, you big YouTube star.
yeah, my $5 YouTube chat. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So you just look and play and see what you can do to make it as affordable as possible.
Yeah.
Um, and early, most of the times when you book early, you get some great offers. Of course, yeah, there's those price drops. That's why you always have to take some time to
Yeah.
look at what's happening and make sure you have the best deal.
Yep. Yep. Now, then you mentioned the next cruise desk yeah, that's what it's called, right? Next cruise desk.
Mm-hmm.
I always am like, oh, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. And so I have got to make it a point of going there early in the cruise and sitting down and talking to them, because you run out of time, no matter.
Yeah. Royal Caribbean has done a great thing that now it's on their app, because that's happened to me
Oh.
too many times. But if you go on their app, you could book one, without the cruise, just
Mhm.
put the deposit, and you still get
Right.
great benefits for that.
I
So
haven't.
that's
I
really
have
cool.
the
They
app on
just
my
started.
phone, but I haven't looked for that.
Yeah, they just started doing that, and I just wait till right when I'm about to get off, and I just book it, because you're right. There's so little time on the ship. Even 7 days, it goes by so fast.
It does go fast. It does go fast. And the thing about cruising, and I don't know, you could tell me what is it that you enjoy about cruising so much, but why I think it's such a great vacation, no matter how many times you go or how many ships you go on, is like you can do as much as you want to do, or you can find, if you want to do it all, check off the list and try and see everything, you can do that. If you want to find a deck chair and grab a drink and just sit there, you can do that too. Like I very rarely do the sitting on the deck chair thing, but I know it's an option. And I think that's great, because sometimes your mood changes. You might want to run around and sometimes you don't.
But those are facts, and I can tell you something that I absolutely love about cruising is that there's something for everyone. My husband is 8 years older, which is not a big deal, but
Yeah.
I am one of those that is just go 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 go. Lately, I haven't been as much because of things, but
Yeah.
usually when we go on a cruise, I'm like, I go here, I go there. My husband, I'll be here, whatever. I'll meet you later. And like the kids, like David wants to do. So everybody can go at whatever pace they want to go, and you meet up for dinner, and you meet up for a show, and you have your little alone time. But now I'm bored and he's not. Well, I'm gonna go do something else, and he's gonna go do what he wants to do.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be. He doesn't want to go dancing for a few hours or whatever. He doesn't drink, right? So, you know, sometimes he gets bored. He dances like crazy, so he'll dance with me, boleros, da 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 da, and then he's over it and he leaves.
Yeah.
If
That's
I
okay.
want to,
It's not that he's having a bad time. It's just everybody can do their thing. Yeah.
exactly. That's my favorite, absolute favorite part of cruising. Like you could be as crazy as you want, as active as you want, as chill as you want.
Yeah.
There's food for everybody. If you don't like something, you go to the other thing. It's so, to me, perfect for
Yeah.
families.
I love that. I love that. Now, you mentioned boleros, so you guys go and tear it up in boleros. You
Yeah,
go and
yeah, the
get your
salsa. My
salsa
husband is amazing dancer. Like whenever we're out, my girlfriends all take him away from me because he just dance. I'm
on.
not that great of a dancer, but he makes me look good, because he's just
Well,
turning
as he
30, whatever.
should.
He just makes me look good. So yeah, we love dancing there, and then I love dancing at the club. At the club,
Right.
I'm like, I get down as much as I
Go
can.
Yachty. Go Yachty.
That's right, girl. And so that's, he's over that. He used to go all the time with me. Now he's like, oh no, you go with the kids. And my kids are all young adults, so he's like,
Right,
you
right,
go
right.
with them. And when we cruise alone,
Hey,
I go
Carmen.
sometimes.
Thanks for coming in.
So when we go alone, I go sometimes, but then it feels weird, unless I met someone that's there,
Yeah,
meet people here and there.
right.
One of our cruises, I met these three young guys that were my kids' age, and in the casino, and so they were my partners in the clubs all night. I'm like, we're going. They're
That's
like, yeah,
good.
we're going. We had the best time. So I tend to meet a lot of people that'll go with me when George doesn't want to, but he'll go and he'll watch a football game or he'll do, but we spend a lot of time together. It's just a
Yeah,
couple of hours that I want to go do something. You find
right.
something else to do, and it's just perfect.
It's
I
fine.
don't
I
think
know.
you can do that with a lot of vacations.
Right. Because normally it's the whole, yes, you're at this certain resort, unless you're doing the all inclusive. If you're just staying in a hotel and you have to drive to whatever
Hmm.
attraction that you're going to see or thing that you're going to do, there's all that logistics. But like you
Exactly.
said, you could just say, hey, meet me at, you know, Playmakers for dinner or
Mhm.
whatever. And it's so much easier, which
Exactly.
Playmakers is like a game changer by itself
Yeah.
anyway, because
Playmakers is
so
amazing.
many guys, well, not guys, I'll just say sports oriented people.
Facts.
What did they do before Playmakers?
I know. I know. Facts.
So you were talking about all the ships you've done. Have you only done the Oasis class and up?
I've done every single class,
Everything.
every single ship except for the quantum class. I have never
Oh,
done the quantum class.
okay. Well, yeah.
Like I said, I'm pretty good about keeping my keys. I'm trying to come up with
Master key. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
look at that
like
stack, you guys.
these are my keys from all my cruises. I'm missing a few because I didn't think
Uh-huh.
of this till later in my cruising, but I started keeping them and I want to create like a frame or something and put them.
That would be
Um,
cool. Yeah.
so so like
They all have the ship
the
name.
the latest one is there, and what is cool is it all has the ship state. So when you go all the way back, you see this one. Well, I'm 2021. Hold on. I thought I had
Oh
further
my
back.
gosh.
Hold on. I thought I had, oh, 2019. 2019. Let's see. I guess that was right before the anyway, I
Yeah.
started keeping the keys maybe 3 years ago and look at my stack.
Look at your stack. Oh my gosh, that's impressive. So do I dare ask, do you have a certain status on Royal?
Believe it or not, there's a lot of different keys. I am diamond after my next cruise.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
That's exciting, but at least you got the stack of keys, but at least you start seeing. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that people cruise just for the loyalty program, but I do like that they give you something. They give you something
Yeah.
for being loyal and continuing. So, is there a perk you got your eye on that you when
The
you hit
only perk is
diamond?
because like I mentioned, my husband really doesn't drink. I drink, but not a lot. I'll have, you know, if I'm with my daughters, like earlier today, let me tell you, I had to start drinking water like an hour before we left because I'm like, my friend is waiting for me. I cannot show up tipsy. I was so tipsy. When I'm with my girls, they are drinkers, so I'll drink a lot with them. But if I'm on a cruise, I typically don't drink a lot.
Yeah.
But I always get the drink package, the without the alcohol.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, it's
You get
called
the
the
soda, the
refreshment
bubbles.
package.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You get.
you get everything. You get shakes from Johnny Rockets, sodas, coffees, smoothies, everything, everything. And so what I'm looking forward to is they give you 4 free drinks a day. as a diamond member. So that'll
Ah.
be 8 drinks for me because my husband doesn't
They're not
drink
gonna
and
use
he's
it.
like a water guy. So I'm like, some cruises I won't have to buy the refreshment package, because I'll have my two, let's say, alcoholic drinks,
Right.
my pina coladas, because I do a lot of virgin pina coladas and those type of things. Because I don't really need
Like this.
the fun stuff. I'm
Well,
still gonna
that's
have fun,
okay.
you know.
Yeah,
So
you bring your own fun. Hey, Team
exactly.
Reese Travels, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Carmen is saying congratulations on soon becoming diamond.
Thank you so much.
Kiki is saying hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that is. I agree. That is a big. That's a big accomplishment. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
mean,
for
if
you.
if I would have already bid diamond, but some of those I got for free. So once you get those for free, you don't accumulate the loyalty points.
Right, right.
So
Now, have you repeated ships? Have you gone on the same ship more than once? What
yeah,
is that because
last
it's your
year alone,
favorite?
I went on Symphony twice, but I absolutely loved the Symphony. The Oasis, I've been a couple of times. Like if we look, let's take a look real quick. So this one. This one is the Wonder, the last one I did. Then after that, they were in order. I don't know why they're not in order now.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. So Symphony, Liberty, Freedom, Harmony, Harmony again, Freedom again, Wonder of the Seas. They're not in order, so I apologize. Look, this was the Liberty in 2012. See, they are from before 2012
Oh,
Liberty.
wow.
In 2012 the Grandeur. So they go back. Allure in 2013. I've been on Allure a couple of times. Freedom, Independence, Oasis. So I repeat ships constantly. You remember? So I mentioned that I'm 15 minutes away from either port.
Mm-hmm.
um and a lot of the ships come back,
Yeah.
and I don't really like to fly. My husband doesn't like to fly.
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
live right here. We're
Yeah,
going to the Caribbean. Why am I going to fly to California to go to Mexico? you
right.
know I've been to Alaska twice because that was
Nice.
a dream trip. So the next I really want to do Europe, but even myself right now I can't handle that flight. So
Mhm.
hopefully we'll get there one day. But besides that, for cruising to me is more about the family time, the fun you have. It's not really about the destinations or the ships. As long as the ship has the things that I need to have a good time with with my family,
Right.
I'm happy to repeat over and over again.
Yeah, it's about the experience, the cruise
Experience.
experience. Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. Do you have so you don't really have a favorite so far then, or do you?
Of the
Okay,
Oasis
yes.
class,
Yeah.
I'm going to say my favorite is Symphony. I don't know why. I really love the Wonder,
Yeah,
and we had a great time. But I don't know. There's something about the Symphony that I just really love.
really
So
enjoyed.
yeah, from the Freedom class, the first one is my favorite. The Liberty is great.
Mhm.
Independence is great,
Yeah,
but I don't know the Freedom.
that one got you.
I
Got
really
you
love the Freedom.
right.
The other ships, I've been on the Vision class and the Voyager class. The Mariner and the Navigator are amazing ships. They're a lot of fun. The redo that they did on the Navigator was
Oh,
spectacular.
good.
I would say Navigator on that one, and then the smaller ones, the Vision and the Grandeur, those they're too small for me.
I know. I will. So my home port, I guess, would be Port Canaveral because I'm in Orlando, and then but I'm close. Tampa is not far,
Tampa.
so I could go out of Tampa too. And every time I see the grandeur there, I don't think. I just don't think I would enjoy it the same as the others. So I understand.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm not
It's a
saying it's
great
not a
ship.
nice ship. I'm sure it
It's
is, but
just when you're used to everything, like you said, when you want to be active, you be active. When you want to be chill, you're only chill on those ships. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's
Chill is
only
your
when
only
it's,
option.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a boarding day like routine? What do you do first when you get on board a ship?
Girl, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. The last boarding
Not a
I
mess.
worked with, the not the Wonder, but the Freedom, I literally worked till 1 p.m. I wasn't showered. I wasn't packed. And we
I
had to get
remember you
on that
talking about that.
ship. Okay. I took like a 5 minute shower. I logged out on my computer. I took like a 5 minute shower. I'm like, holy crap. I totally forgot I wasn't even packed and just started
Oh my goodness.
throwing things. I'm like, thank God I have my toiletry tree bags. You know, I have
Uh-huh.
that
Uh-huh.
one that kind of hangs on the door. That one's already
Yeah.
prepared for,
Okay.
I literally unpacked from the Wonder and it's prepared there, So I only look to see if I'm missing something before
Right.
I put it away. So thank God that was already ready, packed it in. And then I'm like, call up Uber. Like all the boys were ready. I was going with just my
Oh
son and
my
his
goodness.
friend and my husband,
Uh-huh.
and they were all ready. They were all just waiting
Uh-huh.
for me. So
Oh
no,
my
I don't
goodness.
have any. um, I'm a complete mess. I never know what I'm doing. I try so hard to pack, during the week, but yeah, I'm a mess. So I
So when you get on, are you anxious to get into the room just so you can like start your downtime, your
I
unwind
used to
time?
be. I used to be, but I'm gonna say in the last 2 years, because I'm an overpacker. Like it's a 7 night cruise. I take like 10 dresses, and then I take a lot of like casual stuff. Sometimes I think I'm gonna be like glamorous, live the glamorous life. I'm gonna be so amazing every night. I'm gonna
Fabulous.
dress so cute, and I end up like getting one dress. One night. So it really depends. So I don't freak out anymore. I think because of the more important thing to me is like the toiletries and like your um
Yeah.
what do you call it,
Just your personal
intimates
items.
intimates items,
Yeah. Yeah.
those I make sure they're there.
Yeah. I can
Everything else,
understand.
whatever. If that dress is formal and I forgot my formal dress, I'm going in my jeans and my shirt. Yeah.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
I'll make do. But
I'll
that is
make it.
true. Yeah, you can't just run out, you know, and
And
get
because you see
whatever.
all types of people. It used to be formal nights was like
Very
everybody
formal.
was
Yeah.
dressed up. Now you go through the promenade and you see 30% dressed up, rural formal, another
Right.
30% semi-formal, another bums like crazy, like I've done before. So now it doesn't matter anymore. I don't
That's
panic.
true. That is a change, and I wonder if that's like if we'll see it go back the other way. I do. I
Yeah,
am one who likes to get dressed up,
me
and
too.
when you cruise, I just feel like that's your chance, or one of your chances to really dress up. So I always try. I know everybody doesn't like to do that, but I like it, even if you're only going to go and take some pictures.
Hmm. Me too. I
I
have
like.
so many amazing pictures from
Yeah,
formal night with my husband, which, getting him in a suit is like pulling teeth.
that's what I mean.
It's
It's a
it's like the
special
most
thing.
horrible thing. And so I'm thankful. Like last year, especially this year, we haven't been the ones to dress up that much. But last year, almost every cruise we were all out for formal night. So,
Nice.
like I said, once in a
Yeah.
while, and like next year, we need new formal pictures, all out. So
Yeah. Well, they will have changed some backgrounds by then too, so you
yeah,
you can mix it up.
exactly.
I'm sure you could go down the line. Oh yeah, we have that already. We have that
Hmm.
already. We have that already.
In
Do you have a
fact,
favorite kind of cabin? What do you guys actually, or what do you prefer, or do you not care as long as you're on?
so that's tough because when the kids were small, I couldn't afford to get anything more than an inside room.
Right,
Then we
right.
upgraded to an ocean view. Then we
Uh-huh.
upgraded to a ocean view balcony. And
Yeah.
now that the kids pay their own way, I'm always in an
Ah,
ocean view balcony. So it's
it's a
it's
game
yeah, because
changer.
now mommy doesn't have to pay for them anymore. So I love ocean view balconies, but next year I'm gonna be on a budget. So the Odyssey that I'm looking at for April, I think we're gonna go inside. Because to me,
Okay.
the more important thing is afford what you can
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and not worry about the category as much. It's
Yeah.
hard because once you're so used to going ocean view, and I've done like neighborhood balconies as well. But once you're
Yeah.
so used to balconies, it's pretty hard. But this August, I surprised my friends last minute. There was an inside room left. It was just me, and I
Mm-hmm.
had a great time. I'm like, why am I paying, eight,
Yeah.
$900 more when,
You can
you
enjoy
know,
it just the same.
I can
Yeah.
enjoy it just the same. Yes, there's perks to a balcony, but if I want to cruise again,
Yes. You
more
got to
than
balance
just
that out.
twice next year, let's save
Yeah.
some money and do an inside room. So, yeah, I say do what your budget affords, because whatever way you're going to have a great time.
Exactly. Everything else is available to you on the ship, no matter what. You just want to
The
be
same
on.
way.
Yep. 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 I agree with that. I mentioned before about the motion sickness, so I have a hard time with not having a window. So I like the ocean view. I know that, like you said, lots of people like the balconies, but I'm like, I'm good. I can do the ocean view. That's fine by me. Now, did you have a balcony for Alaska? I hear like
Yes.
everybody needs to have a, if you can. You're
Yes,
going to
for Alaska, there's
no,
certain places that you definitely want that balcony,
yeah.
because
No, Etta
Alaska, I
just
would.
evolving with Etta just came in. Happy
Yes,
Sunday to you.
it's
I'm
so
now out of the
cute.
bushes. Thanks a lot oh, that's a lot of sailing cards. Whoa, Jocelyn of Allen Family Adventures recommends purchasing a business card holder book.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute too. But I was thinking of getting like one of those big frames, like for my office, because when you're working at home
You
and
need that little reminder, that
all you
lookup.
think about is like, I'm doing this for my vacation. My vacation's coming, and then I can look up on my frame and look at all my keys and be like,
Yes. Yes, I did that. I was there.
yeah, exactly. So, but no, that's a good idea for now before I do that, because yeah, I'm trying to find a nice frame, like not
Yeah,
expensive, like a the
sure.
Goodwill or something, like a really big one that I can have
Mhm.
spray paint and
Yeah.
make pretty. So we'll see.
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea.
And
Now,
yeah, and because now, like she mentioned, that I'm upset that these are not in order. I'm like, what happened? I had them in order.
you got to rearrange them and have them in order before you mount them.
Yep. Yeah.
That's funny.
Mhm.
So you mentioned Alaska. So you've been
Oh,
you've been
yes. For Alaska, definitely a balcony, because there was nothing like every single morning when you woke up and you went out on your balcony, like with your robe, and saw those views, or the icebergs in the water, like the smaller ones, or
yeah.
the views were so amazing. So I would get a hot chocolate every morning. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I would get, like, the a hot chocolate, so come croissants, and every
Uh-huh,
single
uh-huh.
morning spend some time in the balcony by myself, enjoying that spectacular. I mean, absolutely spectacular view. So I honestly, if you can make it to Alaska, I like to say, if you don't believe in God, visit Alaska,
Mm,
because the nature, the amount,
beauty.
those mountains, massive mountains, like, who else could have created this beauty? I mean, it is breathtaking, and it's in our
Wow.
backyard,
Yeah.
So instead of going to Antarctica, or Iceland,
Right.
Kangalusik,
Right.
Greenland, you have Alaska in your backyard. So
Wow.
save for it and make it happen, because it is gorgeous.
Now I'm going next year with my cousins. We're going in June,
Nice.
and I've been talking to Sea Lake Journeys. I don't know if you follow them as well.
Mhm, of
They
course.
they've been a couple of times, and they're like, You just need a few things to layer up with. You don't have to
Mhm.
like be total. I'm expecting to be cold. I'm expecting to be cold, but I feel like you're coming from Florida. You went there. How did you do?
Uh, We are, Floridians. It's very hard. Cold is like, I was freaking out. I remember the first time I was freaking out because I was like, there is no way it's going to be freezing. Just for myself in luggage, just for myself, 101 pounds. Okay.
No way.
No, because my fear was so huge. Okay. It was ridiculous. You don't need to do that. You get yourself, even I remember buying like Doc Martens. I've worn those things 2 or 3 times in my life. The as he says, layer. Like, I don't know how to layer because I don't know how to dress in the cold because
Right,
we
right,
don't
right.
do that here. Like, you see some people out there dressing for the cold so cute with this and that, and I'm like, I didn't know how to do that. I look crazy, but I mean, I look tore up. Definitely, but the second time I was much better. So what I would do was an inner tank top, a
Mm-hmm.
t-shirt, one of those little long sleeve like sweater,
Yeah.
but not very thick, a
Uh-huh.
sweater. Listen to this, a sweater, and then the jacket. This is what would
Okay.
happen in the morning. You had your jacket, your gloves, your whatever, because
Right.
we're not used to 30-degree weather. There's a lot of
Right.
people very used to that. For
Yes.
me,
Yeah.
that I'm gonna die. That to me is freezing. That to me is whatever. So in the morning, that's what I would wear by the after. And then I had a backpack that literally half of it was empty. By the afternoon, by the midday, let's say 12 o'clock, my jacket was off. And most of the time, my sweater went off too. And then at night, you would put that back on. But
Right.
normally, the tank top, the light thing, and the sweater, that stayed on for us because we're,
Yeah.
again,
Yeah. Yeah.
Floridians, we
Yeah.
would keep that on. And, nice pair of jeans, thick socks, some boots or sneakers, and you're
Yeah.
good. You're totally good. Don't do what I did. What I took was an exaggeration of ridiculousness.
Well, I'm like trying to that was one suitcase that you had 100 pounds in, or you had
Two.
okay, two.
I
Okay.
had to. I had to pay extra for the second suitcase. That was just me.
Okay.
Okay. Be
Yeah.
so I was like, what do you want me to do? There's nothing I can do. I need this stuff.
You didn't know. You needed the
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You needed the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania originally, so I do know about the cold, but I've been here so long, like I don't have clothes like
You
that
don't
anymore.
have that blood anymore
Yeah,
either, girl.
exactly. Your blood does thin out. I think I
Yep,
used to laugh and think that, yeah, whatever, people. It's a real thing.
it is.
It's a real thing. So I'm gonna take the advice and be prepared for the I don't know what Etta
Yeah,
is laughing at, but be prepared for the layers. Hey,
yeah.
but Miles, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
um,
I'm telling you, just those couple of layers, and they sound like a lot, but for Floridians, it's not a lot. It really
yeah,
isn't because, but don't do the 10 million heavy jackets. Like if you're gonna wear over and over
yeah,
jacket, my jacket, I got it at Primark, and it was so good. It was like the one of those big bubble heavy
yeah,
jackets with
yeah. With a
the
hood.
hoodie that you can close up to here. So that was, if I would go again, I would take that one jacket and then the inside layers, of
Got
things.
it. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Good to know.
Mhm.
What was I saw you went you did the excursion to the glacier.
Oh,
Um
that was beautiful.
that was beautiful.
Oh, that was one of my favorite things I've ever done. It was Mendenhall Glacier, and it just up there. And when you walk on the ice, it's like ice. I thought it was gonna be fluffy and whatever. It's like
Oh, you gotta be like
cranky. It's
subtle.
ice or whatever. I
It's
love
solid ice.
drinking the water from the glacier. The next, if you go, take a little cup with you so you can just. I had to scoop my hands and go like this. My hands were
Just
freezing.
easy.
And I did it a couple of times because the water was so good. But
Oh,
I just think it was beautiful with the helicopter to see the scenes down. Walking the glacier and drinking the water, that was cool. But my favorite part was being on the helicopter, looking down to the
mm,
so pretty.
wow. What an experience. That's awesome that you got to do that. Yeah. That sounds like it sounds like it would be very memorable. Actually, I saw your vlog on it. It was like you were having the best time in the helicopter. I think I'd be a little nervous about that. I don't
Oh,
know,
I
but
was nervous. I was nervous, but you only live once. You got to
right.
do these
You
things.
came all
And
that
I
way. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, at one point, this probably was a separate excursion, but at one point I saw you you were on an excursion and you guys saw a bear. Um, and I I started laughing because at one point you're like trying to connect with the bear. You're talking about how you love Winnie the Pooh.
I
I'm
guess
like, yeah, that bear looks really close. He don't care.
that was so cool though. That was the bear sanctuary. So they're like,
Oh,
you're
sanctuary.
so
Okay.
safe. But they look like they're right there.
It looked pretty close. Yeah.
Excuse
And
me, I
he
don't know. I
was
have something in my throat.
no, no, take your time. Yeah, it looked like I mean, I could see that there was a barrier and there was space in between, but I also saw the bear like standing up on a it looked like a tree stump, I guess they had in there. And that bear was pretty tall. It didn't look like it would take that much for him to decide to leap.
I know, right?
So I was like, stop talking
There was a point that I was like, "Dang, he's really close." But
to him.
there's like, yeah, there's a big burial, so I felt safe. But even cooler than the sanctuary, which I loved because we got to see the bear so close and all the details. And I mean, without a cage, it was amazing. But after that, we went to bird sanctuary. There was this beautiful area that you can hike. Well, we started to go up to try to hike, and they said danger, bear, whatever. When we looked forward, you saw these bears in the wild fishing for salmon. Oh,
Oh, wow.
that was so beautiful. I mean, they were far away, so you had to like zoom your camera.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but you still could see. You could see even without a zoom. You could see them, and you could see all the salmon jumping, and it was amazing.
Wow. So,
It
I mean, obviously, then there's a lot of park rangers or somebody going
yeah.
around checking that. Okay. Yeah, because you don't need to like just happen upon the bears. They're trying to.
No, no. But it happens. I mean, they tell you, how to be safe, and if you see one, blah blah blah. If you're walking around somewhere, because that's their area,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's their home. You are definitely the visitor. So,
Exactly.
yeah. What did you think I mean, I know obviously it's different. The scenery and everything is different, but what was the biggest difference you found between cruising to Alaska versus cruising to the Caribbean?
Um, the Caribbean has pretty mountains and beautiful waters.
Hmm.
Gorgeous. I love the Caribbean. Alaska, when you're cruising the inside, or when you're getting from Anchorage to Seward, or any interior areas, these mountains, you have never seen anything like that. They're majestic. They're huge. I mean, huge. Just like I've never, until I got to Alaska, saw mountains like that. And I've been to California, which has some amazing mountains too. But then you do these excursions, like I did the landing on the glacier. Another excursion I did was on these little airplanes, and it was like a safari. It was, you
Oh
looked
wow!
down on the mountain and you saw these moose running together in herds, and
Oh
all
wow!
these different animals, and just then you go to the water and you see whales and sea otters and orcas, and just all this life that, to me, it was really life changing. It was so beautiful. Like, that people go to different places and say, wow, this was amazing. It just, it's so wonderful to know that that is out there, like that
Yeah.
beauty, and that, is out there for people to explore. And I just, it's a big difference. I think it's when you see that beauty. Unfortunately, I do have to say this: if you go to Alaska, you have to do excursions. So you have to save for those excursions,
Yeah.
because if you just get off to those little islands, there was one that I forget which one it was. Where was, I don't know if it was Juneau.
Um,
I don't know. There was one where I got off where I did just walk and I didn't do a big excursion, and I got to see like the oldest Catholic church, and I got to see these other areas. It
oh,
was pretty cool and was very nice, but you got to know that these towns are very small. So if you don't get out
mhm.
there and do these excursions, you're not going to experience
You're
this.
not gonna see. You're
So
not gonna see.
you definitely
You,
have to save
you got to
and
do the
know that,
excursions.
there's going to be an excursion that's 300 and something dollars, but how many times are you going to get to
I'm
Alaska?
gonna do it. Right. Right.
So save that money and make it happen.
Enjoy.
Because the first time I went to Alaska, I didn't do this, and that's why we went back.
To see.
So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You
see
had to go back and see what you missed. Yeah,
nice.
I'm laughing at a that's brave, danger, bear, whatever. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm okay to see them from the bus.
Mhm.
I don't want to happen on them on a trail. So,
That happened in a place we were at. We were coming back. I did ATV riding in the mountains. When we were driving back, a bear just calmly crossed the road, and we were like, "That's a freaking bear!" And he just calmly crossed. We were in the bus, but it's so cool. It just happens.
yeah, I'm a city girl. A bear. What?
Yeah.
Hey, Raquel, thanks for coming in. How are you? Hey, Meet and I, how are you? No worries, no worries. Glad you could join. Hello, Sid Cruiser. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I haven't missed anybody. She's saying yes. Six saying yes. I want to do Alaska in the future. Watching vlogs is helping me to prepare for when I do it. Yes, exactly. You need it. You need to know these things.
Mhm.
So excursions are the way to go. Now, do you guys normally do excursions anyway? Do you like doing them, or do you just?
Not, at this point in the Caribbean, we've been everywhere. But we do, there's like, there's times that we do certain excursions, but now at this point I know places I want to go to and what to do. I don't do that many because
Mhm.
we've done so many, but
Right.
it depends. There's times like this last trip on the Wonder in St. in St. Martin, we like to take the water taxi over to that beach
Uh
area
huh.
where you can do shopping and hang out. You give them
Yeah.
$20, you get beer, chair, whatever. That's like our chill place. Um, St. Martin, it's St. Thomas is usually like shopping and just
Hmm.
chilling. We've been there so many times, but
Yeah.
if there's places we haven't been a lot, like the Southern Caribbean, Aruba, and all those, we definitely do excursions. I'm trying to go
Mhm.
back, and again, I haven't been that much there. So when we
Yeah.
go in April, we'll definitely do excursions, and I
Right.
play with it. Sometimes I do, if there's a great promotion on the site, I'll do it through the company. If not, I'll do it through locals.
Right. Right. Yeah. I have to say I'm one who sticks to the cruise line bookings, but if I'm going to be by myself, I'm not
Yeah.
that
Oh, I
adventurous.
would suggest that.
I want to have a little bit of peace of mind about getting there. But I know you can go and you can totally meet people. And I like that they give you an extra, you feel like you really get to know how the locals live because they show you some extra stuff.
Yeah, and at this point, certain areas I have my people there, like that I know that are not with the cruise. You know, uh, I have a Beverly. I have this. There's different areas where I'm like, hey, can you pick me up on this date and we'll go here, blah 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 blah. I have a little list going, and I trust them. And I'm
Yadi's
one of
got
those.
peeps around the world. That's what she's
I,
trying to tell us.
I got peeps. I got my
Yeah,
peeps. That's
peeps.
right. Exactly.
Now, are you guys generally kind of like animal lovers? I feel like I always see you doing something with animals when you do your
So,
excursions.
not me, my
Not
husband, and
you.
my kids. They're
Ah,
all huge animal lovers. The last time when we went to Honduras, we went one that had all this past. I think it was in April. We went to an excursion and had all these animals. These kids were loving life and taking 10 million pictures of their mom because I was holding animals, and they're like they were in
they
shock.
couldn't
They
believe
were
it.
like,
Who are you?
they were like, "Mom is holding animals." I am just not like. I have my two German shepherds. You saw one earlier.
Yeah,
They know not to mess with me. I'm the one that brings them food from the
that's
restaurant,
why
or
they
I
love
do
you.
certain things. Like I love them to death, but I'm not the one to have them on top of me and come and kiss
Yeah.
me like the whole family does. No, you don't do that with me. You're a beautiful pet. You're gorgeous. I love you, but no, do not jump on me.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. Like when we go on the excursions, it's like a zoo experience. I'm
Yes.
happy to see animals behind their
Right.
enclosure.
Yep.
I don't need to hold the sloth. I don't need to hold the
That's right.
monkey. I
I
don't
have
need.
them and they were in heaven, and that's why I kept doing it because these kids were like they were so happy and the smiles. I'm like, oh gosh, I guess I'm doing all this, the
I'm
monkey on my
here.
leg, the sloth, the parrot on my arm. I was like, enjoy, kids. This is not gonna happen too often.
So of all the excursions that you have done, like what's one that really stands out as the most amazing? I know you said the about the glacier. Is that the one that's you would definitely recommend if possible?
Yeah, the glacier was outstanding. I would say that's number one. Number two was ATV riding on the mountains in Alaska.
Mm,
That was
I
so
don't think I've
fun.
heard about that one. Yeah.
Um, uh, After that, it's hard. I've done so many different ones that I really really loved. In was it in Aruba that we went into the bat caves and there was bats. And now normally I would be freaking out and running. And
Seems
Ivana has
reasonable.
pictures of me trying to get pictures with the bats. Like, it's so funny. She's like,
Oh my
"Mom, there
god.
was bats behind you, and you were freaking out." So that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. God, I've done so many that I'm not sure. But my favorite place in the world is Coco Cay. I love.
Yeah. Yeah. That I mean, I feel like there's so much to see there, and I keep like making a point or trying to make it a point to go to all the areas, and then I don't.
Same. I go to one spot, and I know there's a lot of great spots around, but
Yeah.
that's I'm saying as I gotten older, I've become a creature of habit. I
Yes.
never used to be that way. I would like to see
See it
something
all.
different all
Try
the time.
to.
Now I'm like, but right on where the Oasis Lagoon is, you have the snack shack and you have all these umbrella
Yeah.
tables, and then you have the pool, and then you walk just a little bit. There's the hampers. That's my spot. I don't
That's
move from there. I'm like, I'll go hang out in the water, come lay down, go to the
your
hammock, go to the
that's your
pool, the
spot.
party for a little while leaving my husband, as I mentioned, in the back. He
Uh-huh.
just chills, but I'll go to the pool for a little while to hear the good music and whatever, and then come back. It's just my favorite spot.
Now, have you done the up and away balloon
No.
there? I've tried to do it, and like I think I forget the times that it goes up, like maybe 9 and 11, something like that. Well, I booked the 11 o'clock time. I saw it go up early. I was like, "Yay!"
And
And
then
then by
it
the time I
quit.
get there, it's closed. So I'm like,
Mhm.
"What?" So I still want to do that, but I'm with you. Like I can just go and claim my spot and just relax.
Mhm. Mhm. I've wanted to do the we had it booked one time. My son, right when it opened, my son was younger, and the wind factor didn't let us do it.
Yeah.
It was much less expensive than it is now. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay that for go up, and I'm you're crazy.
I
I
forgot.
haven't
Right.
seen it go
You
down in
don't like to fly
price.
anyway. Yeah.
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 So I'm
You're like,
like,
no, I don't need to do that.
no. Mm-mm.
So do you have a cruising bucket list? where's some place that you really want to cruise to next?
It's gonna make me cry, but
Oh
Israel.
no.
Israel was my bucket list. Israel was number one. That's like, we gotta get there. I want to get to the Holy Land. I want to do the
Yeah.
cruise. We talked about doing it in the next year or two, and so that makes me so upset
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
But after that, I really would like Africa and
Hmm.
um, the Indian Ocean, Fiji, those type of things. I just don't know if I'm gonna get there, but Israel was like a solid dream. Like, I knew that we were
Hmm.
gonna do Israel. That
Yeah.
was the one that I wanted for for so long.
Right.
Africa, maybe we'll get there, but it's very tough with the flight. Like, I don't want to do those
Do the
huge long
flight.
flights, so I have to do like some kind of in between something. But yeah, those were it for me.
Those were good. Those are good. We just be prayerful that things are gonna settle down. It's gonna be a dream fulfilled. Just
Yeah,
might take you a little longer to get
yeah.
there. Um, it's funny coming home from Cancun once. One of the questions at customs was if we had to contact with any animals. I definitely didn't, but my BFF did. But she answered no. We were paranoid after that. Yeah, yeah, it
That's funny. They do
makes
ask
sense.
that. I guess in cruising they don't care, but that's not a problem with me because it's not gonna happen again.
Those kids better treasure the
They better
pictures.
treasure those pictures.
Mom's like, no, I did it already.
I
Yep.
haven't been there, done that.
Not doing it again. So, what adventurous things have you done on the ships? Because I know there's, you know, more and more things on the ship that
I've
maybe you
done
don't
it
care
all.
about
I've
doing anymore.
done the zip line on the ships, the zip line, the slides, the anything like that. I love that. I'm a kid at heart. My body is not the same as it used to, so things are changing.
Yeah, some things we
But
probably shouldn't be doing anymore.
yeah, some things I shouldn't be doing, but you get me anywhere. I ride everything on Disney. I ride absolutely everything at Universal or whatever. I just You only live once. If I always say, like, if I'm gonna die because I'm riding a ride, I'd much rather it happen like that, having a
Yeah.
great time, than you know I fell asleep. I don't know. It's like, if I'm gonna, if something's gonna happen, I'd rather be doing a lot of good things. So, I do everything. The dancing, like I say, I love the clubs. I love it. I love it all on the ship.
Good. Do you all do I know you love Johnny Rockets, but do you do any other specialty dining or is that not a thing for you?
So again, when I was with the kids, I barely did any of those things. Now that it's just my husband and
Yeah.
I do splurge a lot. And it depends on which ship, but I do tend to splurge a lot because now I only pay for we only pay for each
Yes.
other, right? So the two of us only. So I love Chops Grill, but my favorite is Jamie's Italian. I'm not a
Ooh,
Italian person. I don't really like
really?
Italian food. I don't really like pasta. But let me tell you, Jamie's Italian, especially on Symphony, which I've done twice. Wow, it's the lasagna. Oh my goodness, so good. Um, yeah, and I eat like a peasant, so that's why I don't do a lot. Give me rice, beans, and chicken, and
It
I
doesn't
am
need to be
so
super fancy.
happy.
Yeah.
And rice, beans, and steak, whatever. So I don't venture to the higher, like, what's this called, the chef's table or whatever. I did Wonderland once. Once is enough
Mhm.
for me. It was delicious. It was fun,
Uh-huh.
but I
That's
kind of
not
ate.
that's
I
not your
ate.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's not me. But yeah, I say, if you can, it's definitely not necessary, but if you can, splurge and do some of those specialty dinings. They're really good.
They're fun.
Hmm.
But if it's not your thing, you don't have to. You certainly will not go hungry on a cruise ship, that's for sure.
Exactly.
So I know you mentioned that you have Icon coming up. That's January? That's
That's
That
January.
that's
Hmm.
January. So is that the next? That's your next cruise, or you have it something
No,
before?
I'm trying to book one for December.
Oh,
Remember I mentioned, yeah, I want to go to Disney for a couple of weekends. So two
yeah.
different weekends I might be going to Disney. December is a very slow month. So that's, I want to get some things done. So I'll probably not work on the weekends, go over. And then I'm trying to decide between going down to Port Canaveral, which was not my favorite thing to get on the Wonder, but the
Mhm.
Allure has a 4 night at a Port Canaveral. And I love the Allure. Or heading back down because I'll be that weekend in Disney and getting on the Independence for 5 nights. So I have to like make that decision like ASAP, like today. So, do I go for 4 nights on a better ship that I love, or the Independence, which is okay, but it's closer to
Yeah.
home. Once I get off the ship, I get to just come home, not have to drive 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Yeah. It's like well, the cruise I went on in June with the gang, ended up having to, well, I didn't have to, but I decided to get a cheap flight and fly down because when you get off the ship, you've had so much fun.
You're
You're
exhausted.
exhausted. I just did not want to have to drive. Of course, go
Exactly.
was no
Just
problem.
the
You know, I
drive
decided,
for me, when you're spoiled like I am, like you are, you're
sure.
so close to
Yeah.
Port Canaveral.
Right.
But for me, it's literally get off the ship and I'm home in 15 minutes.
Right.
You know, from the other one that was 3 hours, I was desperate to get home. So yeah, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna go through it with my husband, which I'm sure he's gonna say no. Let's do the Independence, but we're still doing the 3 hour drive anyway because that weekend my
Yeah.
friends are gonna be. So that's the thing. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Meat said sounds like great options. Yeah, I shouldn't be complaining.
Yeah.
You're right.
Good. It's a good problem, right?
Hmm. You're right. First world problems. I should shut up.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. So December
Well,
definitely.
we're all having this that
Yeah.
December definitely. Okay.
Hmm. January, and then the next one I
Sorry, I was
have.
trying to. I can't pull the chat up for some reason, but
Oh,
hopefully you can see.
I can hear you. For a moment, we talked over each
Um,
other.
but so what else? What else do you have coming up or going on?
Well, I have a lot of vlogs to edit for the Wonder of the Seas. Um, I just been really really busy this month, which I hate that because I was on a roll with getting new friends and connecting with people, but then life just got crazy, and so now I'm
Yeah.
not on a roll anymore. But I'm trying to get back, and then boom, life gets crazy again, and just things going on. So I am really trying to be more consistent, but I do try to support everybody I can. I really do.
Yeah.
I stay up late if I don't see something, and I at least stay in for 10 minutes, like it if it's like a big live, very long. I'll stay in for at
Yeah.
least a bit and make sure I like it and try to. I don't comment as much because I watch on the TV,
Ah,
but I can like on the thing. But so I try to stay supportive and just in the
yeah.
know, and hoping to just get back to doing my vlogs and lives and things like that. I used to do a live every Friday night, Hayes Happy Hour.
Uh-huh.
I really want to try to get back to that as well. So we'll see.
Like you said, it is hard, and I'm sure everybody that's in the chat knows it becomes a full-time thing, whether or not you're a full-time YouTuber or not.
Hmm.
It's a lot of work. So
Oh, it is for
things
sure.
happen in between. Real life happens. So
Yeah.
just keep at it. Do what you
Yeah,
can.
will do. I'm so glad you invited me to hang out
I'm
with you.
so
I had so
happy
much
that you
fun.
said
I'm
yes.
so sorry I talked your head off. I'm one of those that can
No,
talk
thank
forever.
not at all. You know how we are. We're so happy to talk about cruises. We just keep going and going. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 4:30. I kept you long.
I love that.
Are you gonna do Vlogmas this year? I think you've done it before, right?
Yeah, I've done it before. I was thinking of doing, if I do it, I'm going to do the 12 nights of Christmas instead of the whole
Yeah.
25. Or even
Okay.
shorter, depending on what's going on,
Yeah.
because like I said, the cruises and Disney and stuff.
Yep.
But I was thinking of doing just like a little advent calendar with everybody, like
Oh,
something
nice.
like that. I you know, again, it's a thought, but you saw my computer earlier, so I'm on my phone. So
Yep.
we'll see if
Yep.
I see if we get to doing it.
Well, whatever you do, I'm sure it will be fun and we will be looking forward to
Of
it. I appreciate it so much that you said yes, you would come and do this. Thank you, thank
course.
you, thank you. It's been a great chat. And for those who haven't met Yadi yet, I hope you enjoyed this conversation and you will definitely go over to Happily Ever Yadi and join in the fun on her channel as well. And share it out. Tell a friend. I'm on that climb, y'all. I think I'm a little over 400.
Yeah.
Trying to at least get halfway there.
Yes, you'll get
So,
there. It happens. Get there. Just keep up and be consistent. Well, you'll see it'll be so. And with our community, we have a great
yeah,
community, very supportive. So
agreed. Everybody's been great, and like you said, it's amazing how fast you make friends. Even though we tell the kids don't talk to strangers, the strangers don't feel like strangers.
that's right. But no, I want to thank you and thank you so much, Shad. Thank you, Etta, Mina, and I. You had uh, Carmelin and
Yes.
I think Sig was
The
here
cruiser was
too.
here. Fun Files
MH,
was
a few.
here.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and really, really so thankful that you reached out and we got to speak. And hopefully, we'll catch each other on a cruise one day
Yes.
or
Well,
Disney.
or Disney. But so we both can have a getaway. Let's do a cruise.
Yes, I love it.
Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.